In this video, I'm going to introduce partial fractions, and we'll kind of talk about what partial fraction decomposition means. And then the next video or in the next several videos, we'll be doing partial fraction decompositions. So we'll do examples. So this is just an introduction to what that even means. What is partial fraction decomposition even? What does that mean? Okay. So say I had, what I see here, and I need to add these two together to make one fraction rather than having two, like you see here. So to do that, I would look for the least common denominator. So I would take 5 divided by x minus 1, and then if I were to multiply that by x plus 2 over x plus 2, now in the bottom I would have x minus 1 times x plus 2, right? And of course, this is just 1, so I didn't actually change anything. I'm just multiplying this by 1. Okay, and then the same thing on the other side. If I were to multiply this by x minus 1 over x minus 1, so now I have the same thing on the bottom. I have x plus 2 times x minus 1. X plus 2 times x minus 1. Okay, that's the least common denominator. Alright, so then I'll have 5 times x plus 2. So once I have the least common denominator, I can basically, so I'm going to multiply this by this, and I can add that to this plus this, or this times that. So plus 3 times x minus 1, and then whatever it's on my least common denominator, so that'd be x minus 1, x plus 2. Okay, so let's just distribute. We'll have 5x plus 10 plus 3x minus 3. Okay, I'm going to leave what I see there on the bottom, x minus 1, x plus 2. Alright, let's combine like terms. So I have 5x and 3x, so that's 8x. And then I have 10 minus 3, which is 7. Alright, and then I have x minus 1, x plus 2. Okay, so now here we go. I have this, 8x plus 7 divided by x minus 1 equals, or times x plus 2. Okay, so what does this equal? This equals 5 over x plus 1, or x minus 1, plus 3 over x plus 2. Alright? Okay. This is this is a proper fraction, right? They're all proper fractions, actually. And so this is a proper fraction, and these two are each considered partial fractions. And so what you're seeing is this fraction has been decomposed, or if you were to go in this direction, what we did is we went in that direction. We went from here and went over there. But if you were to go in the other direction, then you would be decomposing this into these two partial fractions, okay? And that's what partial fraction decomposition is. So instead of starting here and getting here, now we're going to start with a proper fraction, and we're going to decompose it into two or more partial fractions. Okay. One thing I just want to point out, I'm using this term proper fraction. So what does it mean to be an improper fraction? So something like 5x squared minus 8 over x plus 1. This is an improper fraction, and it's improper because the power on the top, the degree of the polynomial on the top, is more than the degree of the polynomial on the bottom. Okay, so that's an improper fraction. And all improper fractions, if you were to use synthetic division with this and then find its remainder, I'll leave that to you as an exercise. But what you'll get is 5x minus 5 minus 3 over x plus 1. So, if you do have an improper fraction, you can always bring this down to being a polynomial and then a proper fraction. Okay, so in the next few videos, what we're going to be talking about is partial fraction decomposition, which is going to mean that we are going to start with something like this, and we're going to want to decompose it into its partial fractions, which are, this is a partial fraction and that's a partial fraction. So let's go ahead and do some examples.